Coaches, Rick Stewart of All Access Coaching. I'm really excited to bring you this free video, and make sure you hit the subscribe and like button down below. And if you hit the like and subscribe button, you'll get notified when we upload new content. We're uploading 3 or 4 videos every week.
Just getting to the terminology, which to me is so important. And so, like I said, I'm going to try and give you a cross section of what we do. So the first thing is making it as simple as possible for our kids to understand how we're getting lined up. Now, at the end of the day, if you're going to run a bunch of formations, guys got to memorize stuff and guys have to be in tune. And obviously we rep it and we test all those things. But what we do is right and left for us aligns 11 guys up, and then we just try and tag the players that are moving. And so we would try and make sure that we build as much meaning into those tags as possible. So for example, let me back up. Our base sets, if we say right, our Y and Z are going to the strength. To the right, X is going opposite, and he's going to be on the ball. H is offset, R is in his home set. I'll show you what that looks like. And then we use our tags. So I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know as far as trio, trips open. For us, date is doubles with the tight end. But again, we're trying to build as much meaning as possible into that. Here we go. So if we say right, our kids know the second we say right, tight end's going to strength, Z hangs out with the tight end. We don't flip our left and right side receivers. We just have a right outside and a left outside receiver unless we're in some sort of pro twins type set, then they got to travel. But all our outside guys have to know if I'm to strength, I'm off the ball. If I'm away from strength, I'm on the ball. Then if we say left, there we go. All right, so for me personally as a designer of offense and a play caller, we've gotten away from a lot of fullback stuff, although I do think it has a time and a place in regards to especially goal line short yard situations. You have that extra hat in the backfield. He can get to some linebackers that you can't necessarily get to in some single back stuff. But for us, we really try and make sure that we have 4 vertical threats at and around the line of scrimmage. And so I'm not going to go too much into our 2-back stuff, but where we really hang our hat on is our single back tags. So first off, for our running back, if we don't make a call, you're in the pistol. If we say far, you're offset to the right. If we say close, you're offset to the left. And if we want to tag it as under, we can get that done. All right. And so, but again, we are trying to build as much meaning in as possible. We got right date. Date is doubles with the tight end. Here's our list of all our formations, possible tags, adjustments. So when you're building stuff, I think it's really important to look ahead. So if you do want to install that funky formation that you saw in week 8, you have a way within your system to get to it. All right, your kids are still gonna have to memorize it and learn it, but it's not like, okay, we call formations, trucks or planes or whatever it may be, and all of a sudden we're pulling in some outside word trying to think of something else. So when we get to our single back stuff, we're going to go, here's all our 2x2 formations. So 10 purse, obviously 4 receivers on the field, doubles 2x2. Then we have 11 purse is date with the tight end. Dutch date is doubles with the tight end. Dutch is doubles with an H. And I'll go on down through the list. So doubles 2x2 open. All right. Then we have date. So again, it's doubles with a tight end. Dutch is doubles with an H. Dot is basically old school ace, and then we have doe, which is the X and H are inverted there, and then ducks have wings, so that's our tight end wing set, and then ducky if we want to invert that tight end wing, do some slice action, different things like that. And so of course your kids have to memorize those formations, absolutely, but at the same time we try and build as much meaning as possible, and we're going to hang our hat on being very multiple. Same thing with our 3x1. So we have trio, okay, trio trips open, everybody knows that, 10 personnel. Tribe is our 3x1 bunch. Tray trips with a Y. Truth trips with an H. Away, everybody gets away from the tight end. And then truck and duck, we got wings, we got a heavy set, 12 purse, tight end wing. Trucky, we're going to invert that wing. Trace is tray ace. And so just different ways to try and be as multiple as possible. So I just want to give you a quick peek at how we try and set ourselves up to be really multiple. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about how we use that sniffer in the run game. All right. Because we're lining up our tight end in a bunch of different places, we want to make sure that our system and terminology allows him to function from those. So I'm going to talk about our 10-11, our inside zone slice or scoop. So right now, obviously inside zone, right, everybody's handling the gap. And then we really have two terms for our tight end H-back Y. And so on 10 and 11, our tight end or H-back, whatever that 11 first player knows that he's going to handle backside C gap. So it doesn't matter where he's lined up, basically, he's going to get back to that backside C gap. So if we're offset on the front side, we can slice backside. If we're already on the backside, we got to work a scoop technique. Now, if you guys, if you have kids that are struggling to learn or struggling to function, sometimes we'll just call in, right Dutch 10 or left 8 close 10. And our tight end knows what to do. If we're playing with a young kid or maybe someone we had to move positions or different things like that, we might take it 10 scoop, 10 slice to make sure that tight end is right. Talking about how we use our tight ends in the run game here, right? So it's all about protecting edges. So whenever we call 10 or 11, it'll always be out of 11 person. Our quarterback has to understand that we are in this blocking scheme, we have 6 for 6 when we're 11 personnel. So we talk about who can't we block. Well, against a 4 down front, we know we're going to handle the 4 down to the 2 inside backers. Now, here's why I really believe in playing with tight ends is because now, if you're in a 2x2 spread personnel or 2x2 set, you got to try and throw bubbles or RPOs, or your slot players got to go try and dig this out. You got to try and lock the box, go 5 for 5, or you got to involve your quarterback in reading this defensive end. Well, when you get into start involving tight ends, you can impose your will and start blocking people rather than always having to read them. There's a time and a place for reading, but there's definitely a time and place for getting some bigger bodies in there and letting them go to work. So when we're an 11 pers and we know we can block 6 for 6, if we get into a 12 personnel set, a dot or a doe situation, our tight end now knows that we have the front side alley, our quarterback now knows that we have the front side alley covered, and the only real threat is this backside alley player. If we have our duck and truck running zone weak, we can't handle any pressure off the front side edge, but we're very, very strong off the backside edge. And so just, again, guys understanding how that looks like. All right, so now when we talk about tight ends rules, okay, so how we build this out again for our tight ends, 10 and 11 are, again, our zone SS, zone slicer scoop. So we're always going to backside C gap unless we're in line on the play side. So here you go, quiz yourself, guys. So if we're running 10, so it's inside zone right, and the tight end set on the backside, what should he do? So he's going to go ahead and scoop that backside C gap, right? We don't need any tag. We don't need any call. The tight end's rule is second here. He hears 10. He knows he accounts for the backside C gap. So on now we're in a Dutch set. We're offset on the front side, okay? And so right here, again, what's his rule? We call 10. Well, inside zone going right. He knows I have to get the backside C gap, so now he's going to work his slice technique. The one variable here is if I'm in line on the play side, it's 10. I can't get to the backside C gap, so all I can do is base the alley. Now, in this situation, we have a second tight end or someone backside to make sure that we handle that, okay? Now, 13 for us is zone read, so the quarterback is going to handle the backside C gap. And so the tight end now is going to arc block to the alley. And again, we just give them these rules. So if you go back to these rules, all right, 12, 13, you're now going to arc backside alley. We say ABS, alley backer safety, patiently blocking for the quarterback. So clear the sidewalk 5 yards off the tackle unless you're in line play side, then all you can do is zone base block the alley, right? So back to 13, it's zone left, tight end. He knows he's going to try and go backside, handle alley backer safety. So here he would arc, alley backer safety. All right, 13 now, we still have zone left. Now the tight end's offset to the front side. Well, how does he know what to do? Again, he's going to go backside, handle backside C gap, alley backer safety. Last one here, he's inline play side. What's the only thing he can do? The only thing he can do is base the alley on the front side. So there you go. All right.
Coaches, I really hope you got some great information from that YouTube video. Again, hit the subscribe and like button down below. It gives us valuable data. And you also get notified when I upload new content to this channel. Thanks for watching, coaches. Hitches.